to Unews for this Wednesday, April 15th. I'm Andrea Linares. As state and federal governments try to implement a plan to reopen the country, new hotspots are emerging. This while nursing home deaths increase the overall toll of the pandemic. Lorraine Cáceres has the latest.
Situation with nursing homes nationwide. FEMA is announcing nursing homes will now have to submit COVID data to the feds. In Florida, where there's a large community of retirees, the Miami Herald is actually suing the state in an effort to obtain data on what exactly is the situation in these nursing homes, which the governor has already described as dire. Andrea, now back to you.
Thank you, Lorraine Cáceres, for that report. Meanwhile, President Trump halts funding to the World Health Organization, claiming it mismanaged the crisis from the very beginning. The president also reversing course and empowering governors to open up their states when they are ready, adding some states could lift restrictions before the end of the month. Claudia Uceda has the latest on the federal response from Washington, D.C. Claudia.
Good afternoon. That's right. The president backed off from his initial statement, and now he's saying that some states will decide when to. The department has denied these reports and said that the checks won't be delayed. Now, back to you.
Thank you, Claudia Uceda, reporting from home in Washington, D.C. Most Americans know that today, April 15th, as Tax Day, but this year that is not the case. Instead, here in the UN, officials continue discussing plans to reopen the country gradually. Social distancing could be a new way of life. Meanwhile, researchers and companies scramble to develop a vaccine against COVID-19. Right now, at least 21 companies are working on coronavirus treatments or vaccines. Johnson & Johnson announced it plans to begin production of its trial COVID-19 vaccine. The company plans to be the first in human testing sometime in early September. Now, their goal is to have approval by the early part of 2021. As the crisis continues, the coronavirus pandemic is taking a huge toll on the Latino population. In New York City, the death rate among Latinos is higher than any other group. Rafael Rodriguez has a story. As we reported earlier, the death toll in New York City has grown to a staggering 10,000 after city officials revised the count to include presumed COVID-19 deaths. The news confirmed what many paramedics and EMTs have been seeing on a daily basis, that the death toll is much higher than what is being reported. Let's now go to Anthony Almojera. He's the vice president of the FDNY's EMS Officers Union and a paramedic with 17 years. Very strong testimony there that we just heard. Now, after this short break, the coronavirus pandemic also claims while the elderly continue to remain at risk from the worsening outbreak. The latest example, health officials are reporting 5 to Chicago, where a coronavirus outbreak has struck a youth immigrant shelter. As a group setting, the shelter is vulnerable to community spread. Dozens of children have been diagnosed so far, and more diagnoses may follow. Grecia Lastra has more. In Los Angeles, a new prepaid debit card is now available by application to residents who lost income as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. The program comes as communities around the country wait for federal aid to arrive. And as Jaime Garcia explains, this card is also available for the undocumented. Thank you, Jaime. When we come back, could there be a new tool? Welcome back to Unews. While there is no cure or vaccine yet for COVID-19, medical professionals are hoping recovered patients might hold some answers on how to beat the virus. And doctors at Ohio State University are testing out that theory. Shay Rodriguez has more. Authors of a new research study are pushing for more coronavirus testing in pregnant women, finding that many of them are Corey Kierkegaard says once printed, the swabs are then cleaned and processed for usage. Kierkegaard is hoping to deliver his first batch of swabs to officials next week. What if you're concerned you or a loved one may have the virus? There is a lot of information and misinformation out there about COVID-19 and the different symptoms. Josie Garcia breaks down 10 signs you should look out for. When we come back, a year after the iconic coronavirus pandemic has left tens of thousands of travelers stranded around the world, Gianni Aponte introduces us to an Italian couple who is currently trapped right here in the U.S., facing an uncertain future. And after the break, if you're a fan of, and we continue our look at how communities are coming together across the country in the wake of such adversity. Here's Azul Alvarez with some uplifting stories of those pitching in and helping out. Take a look. When we come back, the creative way one. Welcome back to News. With zoos, aquariums, playgrounds, and theme parks closed, there isn't a lot for kids to do right now. The coronavirus outbreak forced just about every attraction across the country to shut down for the time being. So a Florida dad who couldn't take his daughters to Disney World brought the magic of Disney to them. Here's Genesis Vieira with the story. He did a fantastic job, and hopefully we can all go to Disney real soon. From our end, my family, we put on YouTube Disney virtual rides for our kids. That's all the time that we have for today. We will see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, stay home and stay safe. Until next time.